Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Armourer. My name is Victor, as always, joined by Blue,
Hello, hello.
and we're looking at the new spoilers that came out this week, especially the patch that everyone's so excited. But prior to that, we will start with a few other cards, particularly the specialization for Riptide or probably the Warrior card. Okay, so it's Blue's choice. Emboldened Blade. Turn a face-down card in any arsenal face-up. If it's a defense reaction, destroy it, and your next weapon attack this turn gets +1. Go again. Blue card, defending for 3. As to the action, how useful do you think it is?
Somewhat useful. I mean, it's currently just a better warrior version of I forgot the name of that card. There was a card that said your opponent can't play defense reactions this turn if they have 10 in the graveyard, draw a card. And this is a little bit better, because if you catch them on a defense reaction in the arsenal, it straight up destroys it, and it also gives you +1 to your weapon. It's just a nice blue, right? Like if you have a blue that is not needed as much in your deck, you can easily swap it with Emboldened Blade. It just gives you that flexibility in those turns. I don't think it's going to change during your deck building that much, or increase her win rate, because you have to align this with a turn where you can push a lot of damage, which means your blade has to have some counters on it, and then you're just destroying their defense reactions. I don't know.
So
It's just interesting to me.
It is interesting. How do you see this card in Bolton, considering he just wants yellow cards?
I don't really see this card in Bolton, right? Like, you don't really care about defense reactions as much in Bolton, right? You don't really care about your sword as much as well.
Next one.
You don't really care about blue cards as well now, so
Yeah.
I don't think Bolton is going to.
Next and last one, Kasai. Do you think Kasai can play the card?
Kasai, I don't know. I'm not a Blitz player. Potentially, but then again, people don't really have space for defense reactions in Blitz, right? Like, you'll see 4 at most, while in CC you can see Bravos with like 3 sinks, 3 fates, Uzuris who run some traps, some movables, staunch responses, and so on, especially when they see a Durintia player against them.
Yeah. And, by the way, just because you said traps, obviously that's a nice card when you're playing against Riptide.
Yeah. I mean, Riptides are not playing that many traps currently, but that may change with Intoxicating Shot, a new Riptide specialization that we're getting, which is a blue 0-cost arrow that is attacking for 4, blocking for 3, and when this hits a hero, they create Courage and Quicken token. So this is... I love the flavor of this card. It basically lures them into your trap, because this means that the next attack they play is going to have go again, and is going to have higher base power than... it's going to have higher base power, which means you're going to be able to trigger your traps. Yeah. So maybe this is going to make traps a little bit more viable. And even if you don't really go for that many traps, the card itself is still very, very strong, right? It's a 0 for 4 on a blue card. That's a nice baseline.
And defense for 3.
Yeah.
Comes for a breakpoint. Obviously, a nice card. A bit of Riptide support. Riptide is not like the most popular deck at the moment, so hopefully this will change things a bit.
I feel like after Lexi and Icelander rotate, if we enter a pseudo ninja meta, Riptide is going to be better, because Riptide is really, really good against ninja. but then again, it's very, very shit against Drumai. So
Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
true that. True that. Moving to the Runeblade action that we just received. It's Viscerai specialization. Create X Runechant tokens. If X is 6 or greater, target hero discards 3 random cards. So, revel in Runeblood?
I don't know.
And play the action afterwards, but the thing is that you need to have a lot of cards in order to...
No, I mean, the thing is that you need to pay the X, right? It's not if you have 6 Runechants, they discard 3. You need to specifically pay like 12, I believe, resources into Sonata Phantasmia in order for it to force your opponent to discard 3 cards. It's going to be a very interesting card, in my opinion. It pushes Viscerai even more into this just Runechant setup type of hero.
the way Vincent currently tries to...
I mean, Vincent is a lot more tempo-based, where you want to attack every other turn, where Viscerai, they seem to be pushing him in an archetype where he just wants to chill the entire game and just stack Runechants, and then at some point just attack you with like the 9th Blade card for like 9 plus like 15, 16 Runechants, and then do that again after 5 turns or something like this.
Yeah, but that's not the Runeblade we all signed for and love and want. But yeah, obviously they're pushing in that direction. It's not as aggro as it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was ever meant to be that aggro. But anyway, like I love. With Rosetta, it's definitely like Rosetta definitely pushed him in that direction.
And when he LL'd in Blitz.
Yeah, I mean that was
insane. It was a 1-turn kill.
Yeah, I mean the Everfest Runeblade power spike was Rio, I guess. But this card is just cool. In those type of just stack Runechants deck, you're happy to just play this, right? Like even if you don't put 12 resources into it, you're going to be fine to just pitch a blue and a tunic or something to just create your own chance and just pass your turn. Because what the deck is going to be doing is just stack your own chance a lot of the time. If you manage to get a hand of like 4 blues and Sonata Phantasma in your arsenal, then you're going to be very happy. Because like basically you do nothing with your turn, but your opponent also does nothing. And
there's not much that they can do with the leftover, and then next turn you can come swinging with the cake or whatever. Yeah,
it basically buys you time. That being said, I don't think this card is going to just all of a sudden make that Viscerai playstyle meta or anything. But it's cool. The artwork is cool, the lore implications are cool of him just like... This is like the 3rd card or something that we see him traveling in this land. But yeah, overall it's just interesting. I feel like all of these blues that we got are just interesting. I don't think any of them are going to be meta-defining in any way, shape or form. But moving to the last blue that we got. Contest the Mindfield. A 2 resources wizard aura that blocks for 2 and says all heroes get -1 intelligence. At the start of your turn, destroy this. So
okay,
yeah, this
sounds fair. And when you say all heroes, don't necessarily go into PvE or like
I mean,
we know what happened with Warmongers.
It's probably going to see more play in that format, if I have to be honest. I mean, this card is just cool. In Icelander and in Kano, technically you can just play it at instant speed during your opponent's turn, making them draw up to 3 cards, and then at the start of your turn it's going to get destroyed, so it won't really affect you. I don't think that's something that Kano wants to do, even if he can. So I don't think that card is going to be to see play there. And in Icelander, it's a little bit more interesting. Right, it's another control type of tool. That being said, Icelander is on her way out of the format, and this costing 2 mana is kind of bad in terms of what Icelander wants to do, because she wants to play the things from her arsenal with instant speed and then use her stuff. Yeah, use the Waning Moon, and you can only do this with Tunic if you're casting Contest the Mind. And I don't know. Like, I'm not sure they're going to find space for this card. I'm not sure it's going to be that impactful. That being said, 3 intellect can actually be very impactful.
For people defending against Arcane.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not defending against Arcane, right? Like, if you do something along the lines of you attack with a Wounded Bull and they block with a few cards, and then they just send the 2 card hand at you, and you can like block with the card, pitch a card to play Contest the Minefield, and just like slow them down on an additional turn essentially.
Yeah, but it's not, in any case, it's not OP, it's not something that's very pushed. It's a good card, but let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. And obviously, finally, the big reveal.
The talk of the town, yeah.
Yeah. It's Dash Database. It's a young hero, 18 health. I'm not sure if it's confirmed that we'll have old versions of every hero.
I think they confirmed that all heroes will have young and adult version in Bright Lights.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have no idea, but I hope it is. That means that we're going to see Dash with like yet another name, right? Because they need to be different between Blitz, similar to how we saw Prism. The artwork is gorgeous. The lore implications are amazing. Like, I can't wait to see what the lore articles are going to be for Bright Lights, and hopefully they cover something with Dash. But in terms of what the card does is, you may look at the top card of your deck at any time, and then once per turn you may play a Mechanologist item with cost 0 or 1 from the top of your deck as though it were an instant. It costs an additional resource to play. So, what are your thoughts?
At first read, seems extremely strong, because a lot of people are saying this is like having 5 intellect, which I can agree to a certain point. But in general, it might not be as great as everyone think, because the thing is, it gets more expensive to play the card from the top of your deck, and you'll need to play a lot more blue cards in order to afford that. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad hero. I'm just saying it's probably not as pushed as everyone thinks.
Yeah, I kind of am on the same the train of thought. Obviously, we need to see the rest of the set, because the current pool of 0 and 1 cost items that we have is not amazing. Like, I believe literally 0 of those items are seeing any amount of competitive play in any of the formats.
Everything we have with that cost up to this point is Absorption Dome, Cognition Nodes, Convection.
No, it's a lot of things. I mean,
Hyperdriver, Powder Keg, Signal Jammer, Teclocore. I mean, Teclocore is definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Teclocore is nice. But yeah, like, if we're talking about the current pool, I feel like the main use this hero is going to have is if you want to play something like the Mechanoid Dash, where you just transform into this mech. The database hero seems to be better suited for that, because you'll be able to just play your hyperdrivers from the top of your deck. So and at least you'll be able to see when they're on top of your deck, so even if you want to boost, you won't necessarily just boost them away.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which slows your turn, but then again fulfills the plan that you have.
yeah, I mean that's about it. I like that it says 0 and 1, which means that you cannot play at instant speed the.
Pounder.
I mean, not only the pounder. Like my problem is the pistol items. If you could play the pistol items at instant speed, this would have just been a straight up upgrade to pistol dash, because you don't have to worry about boosting your items away. You don't have to worry about randomly boosting a non-mechanologist card, and just canceling your turn essentially. And you'll also be able to drop 2 items at the same turn. But thankfully that's not the case.
It's not. They've obviously calculated that one.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see.
Induction chamber, and what was the other one?
Purifier.
Tech plasma purifier, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a cool hero. It seems like, I feel like this is what Datadol should have been. It seems to kind of fit that playstyle.
That's why.
Of you want items.
At the art,
yeah.
If you look at the art, Dash is sitting just next to Datadol. Just Datadol has hair in this art, but yeah, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like it. I think it's cute. With the current pool, I don't think it's going to be amazing outside of just a mechanoid type of build that I'm not sure is going to be amazing.
Yeah, well, we'll see what other support and what other items we'll have in the set on common slot, and rare slot, and so on.
Yeah, I mean, currently no items have been spoiled, and the evils are not items, right? The evils are equipment, so you won't be able to play out evils even if you get 0 and 1 cost evils.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to also be interesting, like, will the third hero be something similar to those two? Because, like, but I guess Dash and Teklu are like father and daughter, so because both of them can just play mechanologist things at instant speed from the top of your deck, right? She plays small items, he's going to just play big evils.
It will be very interesting. Obviously, the new hero will have nothing to do with those two. It will be. I'm guessing, if I have to put a bet on, it won't be like a living thing. It will be a mechanoid something.
It's possible.
It will be like AI taking over the world.
Yep, it is entirely possible. But I mean, we'll obviously cover it when it comes to that.
Yep. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. Share your thoughts below. Tell us what you think of the cards. Do you think we missed something? Do you think we misranked something? And as always, we'll see you at the next one.
Bye bye.